Anesongib versus Slim. Who's gonna win this fight? Well, if we talk about who's gonna win this fight, let's take a look at their latest performances, in which Anesongib fought Austin McBroom for a second time, in which both started out very slow in round one until Anesongib let his hands go, landed some great shots in round two until the fight had to be stopped due to Austin McBroom getting an injury in round three. And after this, Anesongib wanted to fight Jarvis, in which Gibbs started out very fast, landed some great combinations, took control of the whole entire fight, completely outlanded Jarvis, and he obviously ended up taking it by decision. Now let's take a look at Slim's latest performances, in which he fought Tom Zanetti, in which both started out very fast, both went back and forth, both had some great shots, but there was no technique or skill shown in this fight. It was just a dogfight, but Slim still ended up taking it by decision.
And still, the Misfits light heavyweight.
After this, Slim went on to fight Saw Poppy, in which Saw Poppy started off great, took control of the early rounds until Slim dropped and put a lot of punishment on Saw Poppy, and the rest enough to stop the fight in round 4. And based off their latest performances, I got Gib winning this fight.
Now, this fight is going to be one of the biggest and most important influencer boxing fights out there, since it involves two big names who have been in the game for a very long time and who are basically the best influencer boxers out right now, since both have beaten some big names. So it's almost like KSI versus Jake Paul in the sense that the hype is there, since this fight means a lot because whoever wins can basically say that they're the king of influencer boxing. So now who's going to win this fight and how's this fight going to go, since both men are very confident, especially Gib. Gib is making it seem like he's upset that people even think that Slim is going to be a challenge for him, because if we take a look at things like speed, power, movement, and IQ, and things like that, it is obvious that Anesongib definitely moves better on the feet. He's quicker on the feet and his offense is a lot better. But when it comes to power, it is no question that Slim is definitely the more powerful fighter, since he spars and fights bigger guys, on top of the fact that he's the longer and taller fighter. But if you look at fighting IQ, it's kind of hard to determine, since both men have two different type of styles and both men have had some crazy moments in their boxing careers showing that they're very good at what they do. So in the end, realistically, the way I see this fight playing now is that Gib can only win this fight if he does what he does best, and that's by closing the distance and landing some big shots, kind of like how we have seen in almost all of his fights, because he can't just box with Slim because he'll get outboxed and outlanded. He needs to make it a high-paced fight and a rough fight by blitzing forward, kind of like how we have seen Saw Poppy and Tom Zanetti do against Slim, which allowed him to win a couple rounds and which allowed him to do damage on Slim. But even then, I don't see Gib having a lot of success with closing the distance and landing. So in the end, I got Slim winning this fight, as I see him controlling the fight with his range and landing some power shots from range, which will keep Anesongib at bay and which will make Anesongib hesitant to come in forward and land some shots of his own. So I got Slim taking the win by decision, but depending on how hurt Gib is and how reckless he decides to get, there is a chance that Slim stops him in this fight.